Hi, I'm Jordan Ty, that Rucking guy, and this is day 3 of the 62-mile Rucking challenge. Say it with me now. My back and shoulders already hurt. So this ought to be an interesting walk. But I feel better. It feels more like routine at this point to get out here with you guys. And if anybody has any tips, that'd be great. I tried wrapping the weights in a towel so that it would make them stand up straight, and that feels better. But I don't know. There's just nothing that makes this suck any less. Just one foot in front of the other. You know, weirdly, this is not the first time somebody's bust through a fence. Like, down the block here, somebody crashed through like a brick wall like this, and it made no sense. He was like, he would have had to have been like in the backyard of one of these houses and like plowed through the stone wall, and it just looked like an impossible fucking task. But there that car was, you know. Speaking of homelessness, I remember I saw a video of a guy being like, "Oh, I was going to the gas station the other day, and this homeless guy, he asked me for some money. And I told him, oh, I don't have any money, but I had a job, landscaping, 15 an hour. You want to start tomorrow?" And that homeless guy tried to beat his ass. He's like, "Dude, I tried to offer him a job, and the guy tries to start cussing me out and trying to beat me up." And I was just thinking to myself, yeah, I would have beat your ass too. What the hell? It's like most people don't think about their fucking opinions for more than 2 seconds. It's like, dog, do you really think that this guy who sleeps on the concrete and eats out of the trash can and hasn't showered in like weeks or months at this point probably wants to do physical labor for 8 hours and then get paid under the table by your bitch ass? Like, I know he needs the money, but like, hell, you ever sweat and then it dries and then your skin feels kind of icky? Imagine doing that 100 times in a row. Just 100 layers of sweat on you. And then you're gonna go sweat some more at this laborious fucking landscaping job. And then what? Get paid like 140 bucks or something like that, like whatever 15 for 8 hours is. And obviously you're paying him under the table. So he's got like 120. And so what? He's gonna get a hotel room for the night or a motel room for the night? Okay. Cheapest motel is 50 bucks. But you have to put down another 50 as like a security deposit for the room, because homeless people will be messing up the room sometimes. So you got to give like 100 to the room, and then you have like fucking 40 bucks for food and for everything else. And then of course you get your 50 back in the morning, and then you go back to work landscaping. Like, these people need help. They need a job, and they need a place to stay, first of all, and take care of themselves for a while before they like re-enter society. It's so crazy. In other countries, they just give people free housing, and like 85, like 90% of the participants like get back, you know, contributing to society. But not here. And you know what I hate is that we'll do everything like but give them a home. You know, it's like, well, there are homeless shelters that people can stay at, and there are soup kitchens that people can go to, and there are mobile vans that bring showers to people. And, you know, what about Mr. Beast or whoever, you know? And it's like, if we're willing to do all that, can't we just give them a place to stay? I mean, there are currently like 16 million empty homes and apartments in America. There's only like 500,000 homeless people. So that's like 28 homes per homeless person that you could be giving them. Or at the very least, 500,000 places you can spare to let someone live. And then you still have like 15.5 million homes and properties to make money off of. That's not enough for you? Of course not. Of course it isn't. But I don't know. Like, I can't wait for the day, like 2 weeks in or so, when this starts to feel like, no, I'm just gonna go for a walk. This feels like I'm going on a journey. Oh, crap. Yeah. I can't even think right now. You know, if only. I don't even know. I'm just talking just to talk. Because I don't like the silence for too long. But also I can't breathe. I watched Southpaw last night with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But they like, I don't know. I hate when movies like will barely touch the subject, but people are like, oh my God, it was so deep. It was talking about this, talking about that. And it's like, I get that. I see that they're talking about it. But like, can we really get into it? Can we really dissect it? But yeah, it was good. It's like, he loses his wife. He loses his kid to Child Protective Services. They were both foster kids growing up, so it's extra hard. And then he's got to let go of his ego, learn to fight calm, and, you know, win by the end. But that wasn't even a good review. It's like, I feel like I'm operating at like 30% brain power right now, because I just want to give up, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna suffer through. Think about my friend Alec. He's cheering me on, you know. It's just like, doesn't it suck when somebody else is telling you like, oh, come on, it's easy. It's easy, just do this. It's like, it ain't easy for me. And the more you tell me that it's easy, the worse that I feel, actually, because it should be so easy, and somehow it's not for me, you know? But shit, this ain't supposed to be easy. Yeah, we're approaching the Family Dollar now. We're about 500 yards out. About half a click away from the Family Dollar. What have you guys been listening to lately? I always need new song recommendations. I listen to a lot of R&B, hip-hop, rap, but also alternative, pop punk, you know, hardcore punk. Yeah, that's something I love. A nice beat down, breakdown. You know, some panic chords. But I wasn't always into hardcore. I first got into hardcore when I moved back to Arizona after college. I was working at a vape shop called J Vapes, and eventually I started working in the lab. And in the lab is where I met my homie Lauren. And it was one of those things of like, we met each other. Actually, I met some other guys at the job, and they invited me to play D&D, and I had never played before, but I'd always wanted to. So I was like, all right, I'll go. Hey, you know, they're all kind of a little nerdy, a little dorky, and I am too, but just not as much, you know. So it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on? But then I saw Lauren, and he asked me, he's like, you smoke? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I smoke. I need something to get through this fucking nerd fest. And so we go outside, we smoke, and then play D&D. And it was a lot of fun. I was a half orc named Jacoby Lomachenko. After Vasily Lomachenko, because I was a monk that would only use like unarmed combat. A half orc monk who would just beat the shit out of people with his bare hands. But anyway, so we started hanging out after work and smoking and hanging out. But this man would listen to hardcore every fucking day. Every time I was in his car, it was just nothing but hardcore and metal. And I was like, dude, I don't get this. It all sounds the same to me. It's just like, you know? I'm like, well, who the hell wants to listen to that? But then he started inviting me to shows. And I started going. And the more I listened to hardcore music, I started finding people that I like and like vocal qualities that I like. And started going to shows. I went from not knowing any of the bands, any of the songs, or anything that was going on, to actually knowing a band with Crows, knowing their songs, and like excited to go and excited to throw down in the pit. And we used to go to like super local shows. I mean, bars, coffee shops, but also like literal houses. It'd be a fucking house show at a crack house in Phoenix or some shit. But we'd go, and we're going like every week. Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night, Friday. And I started really getting into hardcore. I think I saw a meme that was like, pop punk is when you're, or maybe it's just punk. Pop punk is when you're mad at your hometown. Hardcore is when you're mad at the system. And death metal is when you should probably seek therapy. Look at that big old boy. Like the motherfucker from Sandlot. What was I saying? Hardcore. But anyway, started going to shows and then really developed. Oh, yeah, so hardcore is when you're mad at the system. And I was like, what a perfect genre for me, you know? Because I hate the fucking system. Like literally, why is it that in order to live a comfortable life in America, I have to jump through all these fucking hoops of, well, if I get the cheapest phone plan and the cheapest insurance and the cheapest this and the cheapest that, maybe I'll be all right. Or it's like, they'll be like, here's what you do. You open up an LLC, you hire your children as infants, you pay them into an account, and then when they're 18, all that money is tax-free and you give it to them. And it's like, why the fuck do I have to go through setting up a business and hiring my children fraudulently, and then paying? It's like, shouldn't just life work? Shouldn't you just be able to move through, like, go to school, get a job, and life be like pretty all right for you? Like, how come the system doesn't work just like on its own? I'm really trying to say what I have to say, but it's like I'm limping through this fucking walk. This motherfucker, yeah. Might as well cross the street. Maybe not. Have a great summer. Don't forget to read. When was the last time you read? Last thing I read was Water Shit Down. It's about these rabbits, and one of them has premonitions. And he has I'm gonna wait. One second. This damn doggo. Don't hit me. One foot in front of the other. I had an epiphany like that a couple of years ago when I was on a walk. I was like, wow, is this really all it takes for me to enjoy my life? Is to just go outside or, put myself out there and see the fucking world instead of hiding? All I gotta do is put one foot in front of the other and not look at the ground, But, anywho, the last thing I read was Watership Down, which is about this group of rabbits, one of which is kind of like the runt of the family, but he has premonitions, and he has a premonition that they're all gonna die. It's like blood and the sign and whatever. And so he convinces some of them to leave, and then the rest of the book is their adventures trying to find a new home. It's like really sad, actually. Like there's one point where they find like a different rabbit warren is what they're called, like a big community of rabbits, and everything seems perfect. It's like there's enough food, everyone's fat and jolly, but they don't talk about the past at all. And something else weird that they do. But basically he finds out that they live in like utopia here, they live in harmony here, but the truth of the matter is that there are like man-made traps everywhere. And so if any of these rabbits get caught in the trap, they just let him go and never talk about his ass again. And they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So it's like, yeah, you have all that you need, food and shelter and comfort and everything, but any day you could get got because this is like a farm or some shit, or like, I don't know, just there are some people like hunt the rabbits, I guess, in this area, and but keep them fed at the same time. But yeah, apparently it's supposed to be like an allegory for the Holocaust. So I mean, I guess I see it, the rabbits, and they're on the run, they're dealing with predators like crows and dogs and the other rabbits, and I don't know, it gets pretty intense. The sweat is in my eyes once again, and I am once again asking you to vote. Vote me as your white guy of the month. I'm nice. I respect women, feminism. No, that sounds so corny when you say it. Like, there's no way to talk about your ideas about feminism and stuff as a man, even if you support it, without sounding a little corny or sounding like you're pandering a little bit. But, oh, Christ. Morning. I can't think. My eyes are burning, motherfucker. I mean, this one definitely feels a lot faster. This one feels like I didn't stop. Oh, but God, I'm exhausted. I mean, it's like 30 pounds in my pack, and this ain't fun. But then again, here I am complaining, and then there's somebody like working behind me. It's like, oh, you mean real work and not this bullshit you're doing? I mean, it's not bullshit, but you know, I'm like, guys, it's so hard out here. It's like, yeah, imagine that guy who actually has to fucking work this early, or you know, whatever he's doing. But at least what I'm proud of is that I sound like Chaperone when I'm exhausted, so I know I can sound like Hassan when I'm not. You know what I mean? And I want to help people not be Chaperone. She's great, but you know, we all know that video. It's like she doesn't know what she's talking about for real. And it's like fucking Donald Trump, and furthermore, the economy. And it's like, right. You got the right idea. You just don't know how to like vocalize all that you know. Because again, people have a hard time stacking all the bullshit in a nice little row. You know, to line up like this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb. You know, and none of this together makes any sense. And so I want to help people get the language, you know, because I feel like most people are left-leaning. You know, they recognize that there's injustice in the world and they don't like it, but they just don't have the vocabulary or the knowledge of like how everything works, you know. And so if I could just push these people further to the left and understand the full scope of like what this is all like, then, you know, all of it's done something. But I don't know if I'm going to do it with this Rucking challenge. I think this Rucking challenge is just posting consistently and the challenge itself, you know, because like if this could bring back my friend, I'd still be doing it. But you know, it's like I wish it's that easy, but it's not. You know, and what do you do with the pieces that remain? Because he's like the strongest person I knew. And it's like, dog, he's checking out early. You know? How the hell am I supposed to make it? But, yeah. That's like, I want to cry right now, but there's just not enough emotion. Draw it up, you know. But I do. It's like the more I think about him, like it's just crazy to me. Like I don't know. I disassociate completely. I'm like, no, that didn't happen. They faked his death so he could become a secret agent because he was so good at what he does. The CIA or somebody was like, yo, we got to get you, you know. So he's just a secret agent, man, completing missions around the world. That's why I haven't seen him in a while. But, you know, when the reality sets in, it's... I don't know. Anyway. If you've seen my push-up videos, you know I got a little Pepito at home, a little perro. His name's Asher, and he's a rat terrier. And he was rescued with 50 other dogs in a hoarder's house. So just imagine that, living in a hoarder's house with 50 other dogs, living in squalor and filth, and you know, I can't even imagine. And they said that he was the most social out of the group, which when we adopted him, he didn't come out of the crate for like a month. So, you know, but he's grown a lot since then. He's still a little shit, but I love him. And probably take him for a walk after this. Oh, Christ. Hey, and don't get me wrong, I exclaim Christ a lot, but I don't believe in God. Or like, a Christian one, you know? And it's like a Christian God has been used to justify so many genocides, so many wars, and just so much awful behavior from Republicans. So it's like, I don't have beef with other religions, just that one. Because it seems like Christianity is the only one being like, no, we're real and everyone else is fake. And it's like, what the hell? But I don't know. I believe that God is just believing in yourself. So if that's your God, then yeah, sure. But I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be talking about this right now when I can't even think straight. Let alone put some thoughts together. My body's in so much pain. You just gotta cut that part of your brain off and keep it moving. Have a great summer. Don't forget to read. When was the last time you read? I mean, is there anything more rewarding than pushing your body and seeing how much you can do? Say it with me now. I'm sitting in soup. Oh, God, dude. It's insane. It's like I start losing my balance. My back and shoulders hurt. I got sweat in my eyes. It's burning. And at least my legs aren't like completely spent. Because then I can just... Alright, I'm just going to see what it feels like if I loosen it up. Gotta get it every day. But rucking is also a really good form of cardio. It's pretty low impact. Well, shit, the impact it's having on me right now is major. But it feels a little bit better on my shoulders, looser. But like I said, it's just bouncing on my tailbone now. So we'll see how long I can put up with that. But oh my God, my foot. It's just like a pond of sweat in my goddamn eye. But we're about to pass my apartment soon. And I just gotta walk up to Family Dollar, or not Family Dollar, to the gas station. Get me a drink. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna be another Monster. It's just copium. It's like when something is emotionally draining, you need something that really hits. And for me, that's a Monster. I'm trying to quit. That shit gives me heart palpitations. But yeah. I mean, is there anything more rewarding than pushing your body and seeing how much you can do? I'm usually a pretty quippy guy, And that could be annoying when you're tired. And that's how I feel right now. It's like I don't feel like using my usual catchphrases of positivity to get through this. I just want to shut up and get through it. But then again, I don't know, there's got to be something going on. How about you guys? How about you guys comment down below what you want to know about me, or what about politics you want to know about, and then I can have some questions ready or something. I don't know, again, it's hard enough just getting through it, let alone yapping the whole time. But the end is within sight. God, dude. It's just like what sucks is that when I get to the gas station, it's gonna feel like, oh, I'm done. But it's like, nope. You gotta walk back to your apartment, get back in the house, then you can drop your ruck. And I tell you, that feeling when you take the pack off is, maybe I don't want to say it like that, but it's such an amazing feeling. I mean, even my arms are getting sore at this point. But I mean, to me at this point, it's like if I'm walking and the camera's on, I'm happy. Cut to 3 weeks later, I'm like, yeah, fucking anyway, so the problem with capitalism is that it exploits us for all our labor, even though all wealth is generated by labor. So all wealth should go to labor. And shouldn't every job be a good job? I mean, if I was working at Starbucks and I was like, hey, they don't pay me enough money, you'd be like, oh, well, go find a better job. Okay, so I leave to go and find a better job. They hire someone else. That same person, that new person, has the same problem as me. So what about them? And then, okay, well, then they should quit and go find a better job. So then they go and they quit, and another person. And then all of a sudden there's no one left to work at Starbucks. And then people are like, oh, nobody wants to work anymore. Well, I'm just following your advice, motherfucker. But it's like, well, somebody's got to do that job, regardless. So shouldn't they be paid a living wage? Shouldn't they live comfortably? I mean, I'm not talking about lavishly. I'm talking about basic level of comfort. Again, I might have more coherent things to say, but just doing that fake little excitedness just now, like, wore me out. But can't give up, can't give it. Never stop, never stopping. Dripping in sweat. That's the one good thing. Cardio and burning fat. My roommate asked me to get them a drink. Even though taking the extra steps to grab a drink for them feels like too much. God, I might really have to take a break for once. Well, I'm here. I'm just gonna get a drink and come back down. I'm sorry, guys. I had to take a break. I was so exhausted, dude. It's like I feel like I'm about to pass out. I feel like I'm about to crap my pants and throw up. So I'm just gonna rest for a couple minutes. I'll check back in when I'm on my walk. Alright, we're back. I needed a little bit of a break, but it's alright. Now it's just home stretch, and we're done. I'm Jordan Ty, that Rucking guy, and this shit sucks. But yeah, I think the short-term goal, short-term plan is to vote in as many Democrats as possible so that we can bully them into doing what we want. Because Republicans, they do unpopular shit all the time. They don't care about being liked. But Democrats care about being, they want to be liked so bad. Democrats are like teachers who try to be friends with their students. Like they want to be liked so bad they can't help it. And so if we vote in a bunch of Democrats and then we bully them into doing what we want, it's like they'll do it. But if there are too many Republicans in office and we start going on strike and shit like that, they will use the National Guard against American civilians. So we can't have Republicans in power. But once the Dems are mostly in control, then we pivot from, hey, this isn't between Republicans and Democrats, this is between Democrats and even more left candidates. So if you don't want us to vote for like an even more extreme leftist, then you better do like what we ask and we can move from there. But like the Republican Party is not an option for, you know, it's so crazy. I saw a headline that was like, the bottom 60% of Americans can't afford, you know, basic groceries or whatever. And it's like, that's a very interesting way of saying the majority. 60%, the majority of people can't afford to fucking meet their basic needs. Like, again, when the system is better at letting people fall through the cracks than it is at upholding and uplifting the citizens of that system, well, then it's time for a new system. It's like, do you think that the economy should work for the people or that people should work for the economy? Because right now we're being sacrificed for the economy's sake. But I think that the economy should function to serve us. I mean, you look at countries who have nationalized systems, like a nationalized oil industry. Their gas is like 12 cents a gallon, or free, or, you know, ridiculously low, because that country nationalized their oil industry, made it publicly owned, and so the public reaps the benefits when they, you know, say they sell a surplus of oil and they've got all this extra money. They pass those savings on to the people of that country and not to the executives and the CEOs and et cetera, et cetera. So a public ownership of the means of production is really what we're after here. And people think like things would have to dramatically change if we ended capitalism. And it's like, no, everything's still here. Like, you don't like capitalism just because you like sweet treats and fucking, you know, little gizmos and gadgets. We all like to buy our little trinkets and shit. But the person who makes your trinkets should fucking have a decent quality of life, at least. I'm so miserable. I just want to get home. Shit, we all just want to get home, don't we? Well, here I am. Home sweet home. I'll catch you guys on the next one.